we've got about 35 hours behind us on the table here.
So sit down, because you're going to be watching this for 35 hours.
And we're thinking about where did it all start. We came together about 8 years ago, and I came over from Poland and met an Irish guy at my work, and he said there's a guy plays in the Dubliners every week, and there's a session going on there, and that's what I needed. So I phoned up Peter, and he didn't answer.
I'd heard you were crap, that's why.
And I made my way to the Dubliners, and I think the session was cancelled that first week for some reason, and the second week I went along, and there was Peter and some...
That's right. One other guy.
I think it was one other guy. No, was that guy? Ian.
Yeah.
Ian was there. Was he?
He was a Bouzouki player.
He was already there. He was there.
And we sat, the session stopped, and we sat afterwards and played Lakes of Pontchartrain or something, and he was brilliant on the Bouzouki.
Bouzouki, Mandolin.
And so that was how we decided that we were going to start practicing then.
And we'd get a band together as quickly as possible. So.
County down one morning last July. Near a bowling green came a sweet colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looks so clean from her 2 white feet to the sheen of her blood-brown hair. To the coaxing elf I had to kick myself to make sure I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Galway Bay, and from Galway to Dublin town. Made I sing like a sweet colleen that I met at the county down. At the harvest fair I'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, and I'll spare sheep eyes and wee white lies in the heart of the nut for someone else, but not for me. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seems. You morning followed on my dream. There I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Now the train out of my mind. I'm in love.
Was a drummer then? We must have had a drummer at that stage.
And then Chris came along.
Yeah. So there's 4 of us then.
There's 4 of us then. And that was just a mess around on the pavilion. It wasn't serious. It wasn't a concert. It was
I took it serious. And the night before we were due to play, he got fired from his job.
Yeah. The night before we were due
24
to play.
hours to get out, so that's why we called ourselves Next Flight Out. From those lowly beginnings, we reached the dizzy heights of, where was the next gig? Irish Village, probably?
It wasn't long before we played the Irish Village. I mean, we practiced so hard.
Here we are, Irish Village, March 1st, 1999.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Irish Track Night at Irish Village. Our name is Next Flight Out, and we're going to try and play a few tunes for you tonight. If you like to dance, by all means come and dance. The best dancer goes home with the drummer, and the best female dancer goes home with the bass player.
mean, we did Hot House Flowers after about a year. The first film,
that went well.
was huge.
That
It was
went
good.
well.
And
Chris was a bit nervous about that one,
a
apparently.
wee bit.
Yeah, we didn't
We
know
didn't know
about
till
that.
afterwards.
Yeah, we didn't know that he was about to run away.
Thanks for not telling us, because we would have been nervous as
That's
well.
what managers are for, to keep your confidence up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, we've had some great ones, yeah.
We'd been messing around for a year doing some smallish kind of gigs, and then Jed came along, and Jed was playing really very, very serious kind of Irish stuff. Anyway,
Well, he was.
he was
yes.
hopeless. But we made him into what he is now.
Well, apart from the muscles.
The muscles,
That's his own
that
doing.
was steroids.
That's steroids, yes.
No problem. Usual stuff. Oh, I'm getting insulted now.
But he came along, and he played a bit hard to get, the guy. I think,
He did,
you know,
yeah.
and,
Well,
you know,
and the other thing was,
we weren't trying very hard to get him, to be honest.
No,
You know, he was.
he
you know,
threw himself at it. And I knew what most of the keys were, but there was always a problem that we had to watch Jed to see when he was changing key, and then every so often he would have to shout out what key he was playing in as well.
We had a drummer who couldn't hear us very well, and
No, he was deaf.
actually, and
Actually.
and if we ever deviated from, which we did quite a lot, from the set list, or if we added an extra verse, or you added an extra verse, there was a problem. And we were not the best at giving signals to the drummer, and because the drum was key to the sound and the rhythm, etc. We did have occasional train wrecks.
Well, the problem was the signal. He couldn't hear. You couldn't give him a verbal signal, so you'd have to look at him.
Yeah.
But if you were enjoying yourself and you just turned around and looked at him, he would think that was a signal.
Yeah. So you had to be very careful with the gestures that you made.
Yeah. So we had to exclude him from the band. If we were happy, he wasn't allowed to be part of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would stop.
Well, until eventually you developed this raise your guitar very obviously in the air.
Yeah.
I'm about to stop signal. The thing about him was he made us into a tight unit because his discipline was what the band needed.
Yeah.
Can I speak about Jed?
No, I'll never learn. I'll never be good enough.
He came up to Irish Village and he didn't have a battery for his fiddle.
Oh, that was a bad one.
That was a big one and a bad one. And he didn't have an acoustic fiddle, so he had to run off and buy a battery. So we had to delay the start of the concert by half an hour.
Did we?
You sing,
All right, okay.
Sing, it's not working, it's new, it's not working. Jed, have you tried the battery? Is there a battery?
Well, we've all
What's
had
that
a
little
few
thing
lapses.
underneath it?
We've had a few lapses. Like when I started playing it without plugging the guitar in, I remember that one. And then I was shouting at the sound guy because there was no sound. he was distracted one day. One of his groupie friends came up and was talking to him, so he came on to play the harmonica, and he had the harmonica at the wrong key.
Wrong way round, was it?
No, it was the wrong key. So we couldn't play along with them, and there's been a few more like that as well. But
there was one time, and it's on video, when we were in the Irish village, and it was the song I'd played a million times before, Calliope House.
Yes.
And I forgot how it went. So I got off the stage,
So unprofessional.
walked right round the front of the stage, went up to Jed, who was in the middle of a tune, saying, "Jed, how's Calliope House going?" He told me. I went back and played it.
And quite often when we'd be playing, you would hear the whisper, "What key's it in? What key's it in?" Because we never wrote anything down. We decided. I think Chris had a video about some rock band, and they used a playlist. So we reckoned that was a good idea. So we started using a playlist after that. So we had a bass player from the men's college, Aspie,
Yes.
whose famous line was, "Aspie, I love you dearly, but..." We would practice it and he would play a wrong note, and I would say, "Aspie, that's the wrong note." And he would say, no, it's the right note. And I'd say, no, it's the wrong note. This is the note, and I would play it on the guitar. And he would play his, and I'd say, "No, that's the wrong note." He says, "No, it's the right note, but I'm playing it at the wrong time." And we went and we actually recorded a CD. The end product was really good.
Yeah, the best bit was the track, The Cuckoo, when you made the mistake in the harmonica.
I didn't
Twice.
make a mistake.
And it was brilliant, and I just said, "Keep it rolling, keep going, keep going." And that,
That was the only mistake I've ever made.
I know, but it meant that we had one of the most spontaneous tracks. Keep going. That moment was the best moment, and that relaxed us.
Ah, yeah,
and then we
probably,
played our best, and people say that's the best track. Andy left, Jed left, and Chris left at the same time.
Which says something
Same
for the
time.
band.
And we had a gig for the band. Remember, it was in the country club, and two of the band were still around, but they said no, they're not doing it. So we went up and did it on our
that's
own.
right, we did it on our own.
And it was brilliant.
That was,
and
yeah,
we didn't need them.
we were brilliant.
We didn't need them. Afterwards, we picked up a few other stragglers, strays from streets in Dubai.
Like who?
Well, actually, Karen, we needed a fiddle player.
Karen was a stray?
She was actually on her way out to Dubai, and I went into this pub in Edinburgh, top of the Royal Mile. And I met this friend of mine who, anyway,
Was he famous?
she knew Jed and Karen. It was funny,
Yeah.
small world. And she said, "Oh, I've got a friend who's a good fiddle player. She's coming to Dubai," and we really needed the fiddle. It was
That's right, yeah.
an integral part of the sound. So I said, "Great, I'll get her, details." And sure enough, new summer, just after summer, she got in touch and came along and
Well, she was very good.
filled the gap
Very, very good,
brilliantly, yeah. We only had one flute player, and that was Amanda. Amanda stayed with us for about a year, but she was very, very talented, tremendous Ceilidh band player, and tremendous rhythm, and really, we got such a lift when she started playing with the band, and it just took off. Within about a year, we did the first Caledonian Society dance, which was
Yes, that was-
great.
and that was a big
It was
success,
a great
yeah.
success. We'd never done anything like it before. Karen again sort of pulled us all together, made us learn 50 tunes. came along, we needed a bass player, and now, as I was speaking about we were aware of Kevin Dunleavy and Claire Watt.
No, what happened was, we used to do a lot of sessions.
Well, he'll do me, he'll do you. We got that kind of love. Lord, I don't know what I'll do, but they call me sweet baby. Such a beautiful dream. I got to thinking it over. I lost my heart, it seemed.
So he came into the band as well at that stage then?
Yeah.
With the congas? Or the Baron?
Baron initially,
Baron.
then he got a birthday present of the congas, I think.
What did you get for your birthday, Kevin? Yeah, that was right.
And
lovely present, Mara.
Yeah. No, Kim was delighted. I remember when Mara hid them in the car. And
that's right, yeah.
It was good.
We dropped them from a 3-story window on them. That was good, wasn't it?
Neve.
Who's Neve? Yeah.
But she actually she was in before Kevin and Claire. Neve was in before. She was
doing the sessions.
She was doing sessions.
Yes.
And she was just playing the bowron. She wasn't singing.
That's right.
Occasionally playing on the whistle, and then one day, I don't know, she sang, and we said,
"Get out."
Well, ask her again. No, she's brilliant.
So she's an organizer too, isn't she? You're the organizer, but she's very good, and she stops the fights as well.
Yeah, she does.
Dave came along and he was the punk bass.
Yeah.
And he modelled himself on Sting.
Definitely. He's a great fan of Sting,
yes.
And loves Sting.
Yeah, so he was great. And the only problem with Dave is that when he had a few beers, his timing went. So we always had to make sure that we rationed him so that the 2 beers was near the end of the gig. And then he could do what he liked. Isn't that true?
That's true.
Yeah. And he was renowned for wearing very strange headgear.
And getting weird tattoos all over his body.
Weird tattoos and something else as well. Leather?
Leather and funny shoes.
Funny shoes. Yeah. Famous for funny shoes.
Funny shoes.
Couldn't play the bass, but shoe fetish, basically, yes. Yeah. We went to Bahrain with that bunch. I think Jed and Karen and Karina
came later, and that was the 3rd time in Bahrain, because we went 3 times to Bahrain and we got our instruments impounded at the airport every single time. And who had to sit with the instruments while everybody else was getting pissed?
Was it you? Only once.
Yeah, I was left on my own the first time, and it was about 6 hours.
Yeah, it's only 6 hours.
I've not forgotten that.
It's only 6 hours. The second time.
When I arrived and everyone was pissed. They're all in a good mood. There was me.
The children watching this DVD.
Sorry.
You only come to town about twice a year.
And the other one was we played on the Quiche Air.
Quiche Air.
We went onto the airplane, this little rickety Iran Air thing, Quiche Air.
With all our hand luggage, instruments, and there was absolutely no room to store.
There was no room. So we had to take them on with us. And this girl, lovely girl, on the way in, she says, "Oh, are you going to play for us?" And we went, yeah. And then we were halfway through the flight, and she says, "When are you going to play?" And we thought, I thought you were joking. And then
so we did.
A whistle,
I took
a
fiddle, and
Bora, and that's it. So we've got photographs of us playing on Quiche Air, in-house entertainment.
Bought it at an auction at the Mason's Club. Shasta County Sheriff painted on the side. Shot coat of primer and he took it outside.
When did we meet Ralph?
Ralph was early on. He was about Very early on. I mean, I'm
Andy.
talking about when we were still
When Andy
playing
was
with...
still.
Yeah, yeah.
And when Chris was still there.
He was there. He was there. He was there at the same time.
So we met Ralph
We played
and
in his,
Rosemary.
we played in their villa.
That's right, we played in their villa.
Ralph
They
is
can
such
relax.
a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and he's worked so hard with such a difficult lineup of instruments and combination of instruments.
You are working on this, aren't you, right now? Like, if I'd known I put the shades on, it would look cool. I'm actually a famous blind blues singer.
Rebecca was married to Chris the drummer,
Yeah.
and she acted as our manager.
Yeah.
That's your agent. Can you hold on?
It's not.
It is.
It's not. Okay. It is. Yeah.
Anyway, Rebecca kept us on, and she organised our gig.
Copperhead Road.
And we have to mention Claire, an Irish girl that was out here, did sessions with us, you remember? And she was with us for about a year, and she had a lovely voice, hadn't she?
Yes.
And
but
gormless. Where's my key? Where's my guitar? Where's my head?
plectrum? Where's my capo?
Where are we going now?
Where's your capo? Where's your
And where's the capo I borrowed from you?
And where's my
Where's my teeth?
where's my freaking
Oh dear.
Head hangs low, the child is taking over. The violence causes silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting. In a tank, and they're gone, and they're gone, and they're gone. In your
And Big Kevin, do you remember the night Big Kevin was there? And he was
Yes.
wearing the big green hat, do you remember? But
Very
it was a
much.
great night, and
Yeah,
always remember that one.
he had that song "Killing Me Softly" or something like that. He sang, and it usually lasts for 3 minutes. I think he dragged
He
it on
dragged
about
it
20
on.
minutes. You
That's
know?
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope you like me hat. Do you know the chorus?
killing me softly with this song.
We're not finished yet.
I heard he had a good song.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
What worries me most about the future is Jed,
Why?
because he's going to want to
He
play
wants
that
to play the
flute.
flute. You know what I would do?
No. Yes, I do know what you do.
That's our Jed. But it's just brilliant to see all the changes that I've gone through, and we've still got some of the songs from the start. We're
Jed-
still doing.
Jed's moustache.
Jed had a moustache,
Yeah.
which fell off somehow. I think it probably wasn't real from the start.
I don't think anything was real. Anyway,
The muscles weren't. Out of a bottle. I'm joking, Jed.
don't drive with Jed.
No. Although he
No,
does
no.
go through red lights when he's diddly-deeing.
Jed
He
is
does
the one
new
who
stuff.
kept the band together.
Yeah, and he brings out new stuff. He's always the one that's doing it, and you need to do that again. He's great.
He's great. And Trevor, we discovered him in the speakeasy sessions, and he was not playing the bass, and it came to us as quite a surprise that he was a very, very good bass guitarist.
Stop punching that damn thing at me.
He filled the gap beautifully once Dave had left.
The thing you have to mention now as well is that you've got some new people like Phil. Phil has just been amazing.
He's
Yeah,
developing.
very passionate about it, and even at the speakeasies, it's only at the speak and the Marinat. Yeah, he was doing well at the Marinat as well. So he brings a new life to it. It's like punk meets trad. So what most of these videos that we used, we used them for practice so that we could, as I say,
Yeah.
improve ourselves. So it's really strange sitting here today and going through all these old videos
Yeah.
and seeing how old Rory looks now, but I haven't changed at all.
Hang
It's
on.
funny that, isn't it?
I don't think we're a predictable band.
Well, I think its trademark is that business where you mix sort of naff rock and roll songs and
Yeah.
in with traditional stuff, and that's what gives it that sort of the magic bit there, because people do sort of the ears prick up whenever they hear that. You
That's
know?
it. As far as the double is concerned, we're called Savage Crack, not Next Flight Out. So
Yeah.
we changed the name a few times, didn't we? Because it was Next Flight Out, then at one
Last
point
Flight
it was
Out.
Last Flight Out, and then
Yeah.
it was No Flight Out. There's not many egos in the band.